Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my sisters. So, alhamdulillah, 3 months was the plan of staying in Egypt, but actually we have extended it to now, ta-da, 9 months. Subhanallah, it's been 9 months. I was telling my hubby the other day, I was like, in 9 months, people have a child. I just feel like we've been, Egypt has given us birth. Subhanallah, different experience and a whole different set of valuable skills, experiences, just knowledge, ilm, generally, all of that stuff we have picked up in the last 9 months. It's been amazing, subhanallah. So alhamdulillah, from the last video, I think I discussed what I was doing. It seems like a very long time ago. It was just after Ramadan, actually. And as you know, we are now in 2020. Did we plan to be in Egypt in 2020? No, no, no. Did Allah plan it? Yes. And here we are. So alhamdulillah, it's been good. I really don't want to go back to UK. But obviously we have to, we've got things to do back there. We've got new plans, new things to look forward to, inshallah, family to see, because we didn't actually have a little break. We didn't actually see our family. Normally people that stay in Egypt, they would go back after like 3 months, 6 months, go and see family, etc. Me and hubby just stuck it out the whole way through. So from last May till now February, we have been in Cairo. Alhamdulillah, it's been great. I'm so glad and so grateful that I was able to do this with my husband. It's an experience that will always be with us. We'll never forget it, inshallah. And inshallah, it's something that will would have planted a little seed in our hearts and minds for the love of the Arabic language, which I definitely can see and feel between us. And it's amazing. Like, sometimes obviously in UK, I'm sure you guys do it as well. I've been trying to study and learn Arabic for the last few years, and I've been trying to, but that love, that genuine connection, it was very hard for me to grasp. Like, obviously I want to learn Arabic, I want to understand the Quran a bit more, not just reciting for like Salah, or when we were doing sort of like youth topics for a youth group, not just finding an ayah or reciting an ayah. I wanted to get involved more deeper, and I believe that we've had that experience here. I feel like when we pass the stage of getting to know the grammar, right? So the grammar is the bit that gets really tricky in Arabic language, and it does get, it's probably a stage where most people give up. I know I have, I put my hands up. I definitely have given up in the past when I've tried to grasp the grammar. It's very complex, it's very rigid, it's just so like, it's just a lot more. In English we say, you, me, her, him, and that's probably about it. They, stuff like that. In Arabic, it's you, me, you as in female, you as in male, you, and then you too, as in one word, and then there's you guys, you women, you men, you this, you that, subhanallah, and then he, same thing with he, she, them two girls, them two guys, and them as a jamaat, and men, and them women, and it just gets very, very complex. But alhamdulillah, we have the best of teacher. He's actually a linguist, a professor, an author, you name it, and he specializes, he's actually specialized in grammar. Grammar teachers come to him to get, alhamdulillah, ijaza and stuff like that, and he's given out numerous ones around. So I think we've just been so blessed to find this teacher. May Allah reward the brother that actually introduced him to us, and shukrullah, all thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making him our teacher. We've been really, really blessed to have him, subhanallah. So he taught us in a very, very simple form, which was very repetitive, right? So every single day we'll be writing pages and pages and pages of the whole list, which is ana, I, nahnu, we, anta, you, male, anti, you, female, etc. All the way from ana, nahnu, anta, anti, antuma, antum, antunna, and then what else? Huwa, hiya, huma, hum, hunna, and then whatever words that he wants us to do. So we've been doing that for the last 4 months, I think. Every single day, non-stop, every single class that we have. So we've been doing that rigorously and so repetitively with different sentences. So by doing that, we actually got to know how to make sentences, past and future, right? So basically, he went to the masjid, or he is going to the masjid, or he went to the masjid, example, right? And did this, etc., etc. And we have to change all the grammar words accordingly. So he, she, blah, blah, blah. And you have to do it. You have to do it very repetitively. That's just the only way to learn it, to be honest. And I find in the UK style of learning Arabic, I find that it's not rigorous enough, and it's sort of just explained to you in day one. I don't think that works, to be honest, and that's just my opinion, because I have studied in UK online, offline, I've been to institutions and stuff like that, and to actually throw yourself deep into the grammar side of things day one, it's not the way. Like Ustad, what he done was he got us a book which was just literally words of loads of things. Like I said to you in the previous video, it's basically like transports, weather, months, days, right? Animals, flowers, plants and stuff like that. And then relationships, family, etc. All of that, we just had to revise it. Literally like memorization, revise, write it down, revise, write it down. He would ask us questions based on it in Arabic, right? And then we moved on to Bain Yadayk. So Bain Yadayk comes in 4 levels. So there's 4 levels, there's 4 books of Bain Yadayk, okay? So everyone asks me, how does it work? I don't get it, I don't get the levels. So four books, right? So that's 8 levels, I believe. So book 1 has it's been split into 2 levels. So book 1 is level 1 and 2. Book 2 is level 3 and 4. Book 3 is level 5 and 6, and then it goes to book 4, which is 7 and 8. Okay, so alhamdulillah, this usually takes about a year and a half. So bear in mind, me and hubby's only been here for 9 months, and so we have, alhamdulillah, we have completed book 1, which is level 1 and 2, and book 2, which is level 3 and 4. But like I said, Bain Yadayk was only used for conversations. It was just going through different topics. So there's the Arabic language topic, marriage topic, children topic, that kind of stuff. So they go through different topics. And so it was basically used for conversations, and it was used for mainly our homework. But Ustad would obviously show us every single day. We'd go through the grammar thing, yeah. So Nahu, which is what it's known as, Nahu, and Sarf is the grammar. Okay, so it's basically like Arabic literature, like the way we look at English literature. That's how Arabic literature is, to break down all the grammars, understand how things work. And he didn't go into the whole, you know, like nitty gritty. Oh, this is the subtitle, this is what it's called, fi'l, this. He didn't use those little words for us, because sometimes it is too much to grasp. I'll be honest with you, and I get lost. You know, I used to get lost just in the words. What he would do is give us the work, and we break it down, and we find a way, and it's literally like following a method, you know. It's amazing. And then I think that worked as well, following a method in a very simplistic form from a person who's very passionate about the Arabic language, who loves the language and it's his own language. I think that was the best form of learning it. So I think back then, when I did my study video 1, we were just doing Arabic for 3 times a week, and that was because obviously we came to Cairo first time, living away from family, living away from what we used to, UK lifestyle, etc. We thought we need to get used to the Egypt atmosphere rather than jumping into 5 days a week. So that worked out really well. Straight after the 3 months, actually, we extended it to 4 times a week, and then we extended it to 5 times a week. So alhamdulillah, 5 times a week is perfect. Ustad gives us more than 2 hours a session, much more actually. Alhamdulillah, him and his wife, bless them, they're always giving us food, tea, drinks. We spend time with the family. He gives us a lot of time. May Allah reward him and compensate him with better, inshallah, in Jannah. I mean, so we've been doing that. So that's the Arabic language things. Me and hubby have been speaking a lot with each other, and alhamdulillah, we try and work out certain words that we come across in the Quran. Excuse me, but yeah. So me and hubby has been we've been supporting each other. We've been learning together. We're both learning completely different 2 ways actually. I learn a different style than he does, and he learns in a different way. But both of us, we studied together, and alhamdulillah, we've been supporting each other. There's things he understands I don't, and he would help me, and vice versa. It's been excellent. If you've got a chance to do that with your partner, with your husband, even with your kids, do it, guys, do it. Life is too short, subhanallah. There's always going to be things that we're going to run after, work, house, you know, all these other things that people want. But you know, this kind of stuff, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I really truly believe when you walk on this path, when you walk in this road and feel what you did, there's like a door in your mind that opens that you never knew existed. Like, I never knew this door was there, and now that's opened, it will never be the same. I would never look at the language the same way. Inshallah, I don't, you know, lose that spark in learning and loving it, you know. And the love grows in another way as well. So what Ustad does, he recommended us to do khat, right? So khat is writing, Arabic language in writing, which is known as calligraphy, right? But there's more to khat than just calligraphy. So he introduced us to an excellent khat teacher, one of the best khattats in Egypt, Cairo. He came 3rd best in the world, I believe, a couple of competitions ago, and recently just won a competition in Al-Azhar as the best khattat in alhamdulillah, in Cairo. So may Allah reward him and bless his work. So he's been teaching us naskh. So naskh is Arabic style that is written in the Quran. Okay, so there's different types of Arabic, believe it or not. There's different types. So there's naskh, which is usually in the Quran. That's the writing that we see in the Quran and we recite, right? And then there's ruqa, which is like it's kind of like a rough sort of Arabic way. It's beautiful. It's very straight and rigid, you know, similar to Kufic, but it's not. It's quite different. And that's actually been derived from the time of the Ottomans. So there's ruqa, which most of the Middle East and the Arab countries use when they're writing, like general writing between people in lessons, etc. Okay, so nasq is the Quranic Arabic, beautiful, circular, neat, lovely writing. And then there's ruqa, which is very rigid, straight lines, etc. And it looks quite different, by the way. The alphabets of the noon, the kaf, the sad, and that, it looks quite different. So you do have to learn it. You have to learn it. You won't be able to just pick it up. And then there's Diwani, which is obviously also derived from the time of the Ottomans, who used to beautify their writing. And you can see it all around Turkey when you go to Istanbul, etc. Antalya, all these places you go, you see it in the masjid, the very swirly kind of writings. That's Diwani, is from the Ottomans. And ruqa actually comes from that. So it's more the rough writing of the Diwani. And then what else is there? So there's thuluth, which is beautiful. It's actually the writing that's around the Kaaba. So you know around the Kaaba that you see the beautiful embroidery, that's in thuluth. Okay, so there's nasq, ruqa, Diwani, and thuluth. These are the main sort of 4 Arabic writings that you will learn and you should learn. But I would recommend, if you had to choose any of them, go for nasq, which is the one that is in the Qur'ans. Okay, so nasq is the usual. Nasq is very old. It's not a new style writing. So for example, like I was saying, from the Ottomans, which is what, the last 600 years or so, ruqa and Diwani are pretty new, but nasq, which is in the Quran, and thuluth, which is around the Kaaba, and even Kufic, which comes from Kufa in Iraq, these are actually old. They're very old. It's from like back in the days. So we did a 4-month course of nasq, which is absolutely amazing. It was so, there's times when I wanted to give up. I'm not gonna lie, there was times I was gonna give up and be like, I don't want to do this, because we were learning language one time, doing a lot of memorization, and then we're doing khat. Oh my gosh, it was like alif, then the alif has to be perfect, then the ba has to be in a particular way, then the two. So for example, kaf and qaf has to be in a particular way, and our teacher was very strict, as in the sense where he's a perfectionist, like you have to get it right, otherwise he'll make you do it again. So there's a lot of homework, so we were doing like a page a day, which doesn't sound a lot, but when you're doing other homework and other things, it gets a lot. But alhamdulillah, it's been worth it. The 4-month course made us love the language. Like, I love Arabic now, you know, I love writing it. I can sit down and write it for ages. I can copy the Quran, which is something I want to do, inshallah. I remember actually the one before that, I actually was thinking, let's do a little competition and start writing the Quran. And to be honest, you do need to know the tariqah of the writing, so the method. So just like everyone knows tajweed, right, which is the way we recite, it has to be done in a particular way, right? So you can't just read through like you're reading an Arabic book. Quran is specific in the way it's recited, in the way it talks, and in the way it's written, to be honest. Yeah, so the method for all those things. So with tajweed, you need to know the makharij, which is how to pronounce each letter from the, you know, from the throat letters, the mouth letters, etc. When your lips touch each other, to do meme, etc. This is makharij, right? So you need to know the makharij, you need to know the rules. So what, idgham, and what else is there? The bouncing letters and all this other stuff, yeah, ikhfa, all that stuff. You need to know the rules in order to know how to stop, what letters bounce with each other, what doesn't, and that kind of stuff. So you need to know all those tajweed rules in order to recite with the best of tartil and the best of tajweed, right? So with writing, it's the same thing. It's not just as picking up your pen and just being able to copy. You can do that, but you will miss out on certain things. And there is a difference between the amateur writer and actually the one who is expert or knows, right? So basically, the certain letters that you don't write, you know, the certain letters that you write under the line, the certain letters that is always going to be on top of the line. Even the kasa, so for example, the noon and the qaf, yeah, is kasa, which is like a glass, like a drinking glass, you know, the round one, yeah. That needs to be at the bottom. The lam and the alif has to be in a particular way, not too tall, not too long. So even like, you know, calligraphy and stuff like that, people that just learn from YouTube or amateur ways, you can get it wrong, because there's a way to write things. Some letters shouldn't be too tall, some letters shouldn't be too short, etc., right? And then there's different ways of doing sort of meme, ta, ba, all the in-between letters. It's amazing, right? So I would definitely recommend, if anybody comes to Egypt to study, or anywhere that you're studying the Arabic language, learn the Arabic writing as well. Do it separately, do it with love and do it with passion, and wallahi, I can promise you, you will grow to learn the language even more. In fact, it's easier, right? So obviously when you are studying and writing a lot, you know the rules of writing, so your writing's not a mess. Your writing is getting fixed up as well as your language and your speech and your understanding. So it's the best of ways to do it, really. So I'm really grateful that we've got a really, really good teacher, alhamdulillah. He taught us Naskh, so we alhamdulillah have ijaza to teach Naskh writing, right, with a pencil. And so you can't just pick up a calligraphy pen and just write. You can't do that. I remember the first time we asked our Ustad, because he does calligraphy obviously on the side as well. So even though he's a professor, he's a teacher, he's a writer, he does calligraphy on the side, as a hobby, and he still gets his teacher to come and show him. So it just shows that there's no age to stop. You can always learn and always continue, and you'll always gain and benefit in it. So I love that. I love the fact that he would write in the night time, and then sometimes he says, like, just after Fajr or before Fajr, he would drop everything and just do, his calligraphy. And it's very therapeutic, with the ink and the pen, and there's a method to do that as well. So everything has its own methods, everything has its own place, but nothing is impossible. You just need to have that right passion, that right mindset, be able to invest in it as well. And do it with seriousness. Once you start something, you want to do it properly, you want to finish it. So at least when you complete it, alhamdulillah, it will help you in order to, move on to the next thing, right? Rather than jumbling everything together. So what did we do for the last 9 months? It was learning the Arabic language. So we are doing 5 times a week, alhamdulillah. And we speak a lot with each other as well. And then what we do is we've been doing khat. So we've learnt Naskh and got ijaza in that. And we've done a bit of Ruq'a, Diwani, that kind of, because now I can actually read Ruq'a to some degree. So I really appreciate it when I see a khattat doing it in ink, doing it in pencil. I actually appreciate it and love it, because I know how much hard work it is behind that. And so that's that. And then also my husband's friend, he comes and sees him quite regularly, and as a team, actually, we actually sit there and just speak in Arabic. So alhamdulillah, we have loads of discussions. We go through different topics, the prophets, the sahabas, and then he asks us, he would ask me or Atif to break down who the sahaba was, or who the prophet was, what was their reason of coming, why did Allah send them, etc. All in Arabic. So alhamdulillah, we get in there, and it all comes with practice. With Fusha, it's the Quranic Arabic. You do have to speak a lot, because dialects in different countries are different. So here in Egypt, the Ammiya, which is the local dialect, it's quite different, slightly different actually, to the Fusha language, and not everybody actually knows it, believe it or not, because not everybody's been able to study it. So you have to obviously differentiate between the Fusha language and the local dialect as well, which only comes with practice, to be honest, and knowledge doesn't come and sit in your lap. You do have to seek it. What is knowledge? It's information, right? It's information. So the more information you grasp, the more you learn it from the right places, and it embeds into your mind, and it becomes part of what you know. SubhanAllah, that's what I think anyway. So alhamdulillah, we've been doing really, really well. 9 months, and we have picked up, alhamdulillah, the Arabic language to, Ustad says level 4, but I'll be realistic, I think I'm probably on level 3. So there's still a lot more to learn, okay? So it's not the end. Like, people keep saying to me, like, I get family and friends messaging me saying, oh, so when are you going to finish the course? There is no finish. Once you start, the door has opened, the ocean is wide. It's just literally the drop of the ocean that me and Atif has tasted. So there's a lot more to do, there's a lot more to do. It goes up to different levels. It goes to level 10 above in the language and grammar, and then you have to speak and learn as well, which is quite a different experience, not just writing and reading, and it's not very academic. You have to speak. The language itself is quite different, as it is a different experience, right? So that's that. And then you can go into learning fiqh and jurisprudence, and go into the whole Quranic tafsir and language and all these other stuff, which is something I would love to do. Inshallah, may Allah give us the opportunity and chance to do that when we get back to UK, and maybe in our future travels and plans for studying, to gain as much as we can for the sake of benefiting the ummah. It doesn't stop. It's just a start. 9 months, we've learned a lot, yes, but there's still a lot more to do and a lot more to learn. So that's something that I need to tell you guys as well, because a lot of people thinking we're going to come back with these certificates and it's done. No, it's not like that. Yes, even if you get ijaza and you get certificates, alhamdulillah, it's just to show maybe what level you have reached, but it's not the end. It's just the beginning. and everyone has their own different experiences. It's been excellent. I'm really, really glad that we've actually chosen and decided to stay with that longer and invested our time and money and effort and everything. That's what I was saying to you in the last video as well. Don't just come, pack up your bag and come. Have a good plan. Have good money on the side. Know what you want to do. Know what you want to get out of it. Come for Quran. If you come, people come for hifz. People come for just hifz and fixing the tajweed just so they can get an ijazah and then teach people Quran. Do that and do it well. Okay, so people that come for a language, come, find a good teacher or a good institution that you like and that works for you, and do it well, right? And like I said, everything is from Allah. Good experience, bad experience, everything. People go to Hajj, you can go with one group and every single person in that group can have a different experience. One could be ill and sick, one could be very well, very healthy and feel really amazing and spiritually uplifted. One could feel really down, probably really worse spiritually, in the sense where they feel like, I'm such a sinner, I don't deserve this. And then there's other people who have different experiences. So this is like that, it's different. Every single person has their own journey, and every person experiences things differently. There are ups and downs when you come to Egypt. You are away from your family, you're away from your usual things that are comfortable to you, that you know of. Alhamdulillah though, me and hubby love this lifestyle. It's not that bad. You can get a nice little flat, mind the mess in the back. We've got a nice little 3-bed apartment in a very good local area, so we're living with the locals, affordable price. Maybe it works out probably like less than 300 quid a month, and the bills and stuff like that are really cheap. You can get Wi-Fi. It's a nice lifestyle, and the fact that we have a masjid just down the road, we can hear the adhan. We have our teachers and stuff close to us. There's Uber Eats, there's Uber cars, there's all these things. Life can be very simple. It depends what you want from it. Yeah, it depends really what you want from it. And if you do come, then look for something that you're comfortable with, because then it won't interrupt you and your studies and all that stuff. Because if you're coming for studies, then you want to focus on that. You don't want to be, getting stuck in the mud about other things. But like I said, it's qadr Allah, things happen, we get tested. At times we've been here, it's been really good. There's been times I've been quite sick. Like now, I've got like the worst sore throat ever. Inshallah, it's not the virus that we all think it is. It's not that. It's just a normal one. But, you just kind of get over it and you carry on. You do what you can. At the same time, there's a lot of sacrifice in this. You do have to put your head down and study. You can't give up. You are here for a reason. And inshallah, with the intention to get close to the Quran, close to the language that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen for us. And inshallah benefit. And wherever we go back to, that we can benefit the ummah and continue our studies and our journey there. And like I said, this is just the beginning. This is not the end. We're not going to come back as experts. It's just the beginning, and the door to the love of the Arabic language has just opened in my brain, and inshallah it doesn't close. So I hope that's been helpful. Thank you so much for all your questions. And Arabic language is a beautiful thing. Please try and learn it. Even if you're working full time, your mothers, do it with your kids, do it however you can. Make a plan and do it. People are doing diet plans, people do gym plans, people do work plans, people do holiday plans as well, with and without kids and stuff like that. This is something that we should really try and prioritize actually in our life. And it's not impossible, even if you're just learning, like I said last time, if you're learning 10 words a week, in a month, that's 40 words, and grammar and stuff like that. Find someone that knows and that can help you, that is passionate about it. And inshallah, invest in it. We put our money into sometimes spending a lot of money in our food, in desserts, going out and stuff. And alhamdulillah, all of that is halal. But if you can invest into something like this, inshallah, Allah is the one that opens our minds and scopes. And, He will bless you in it. Wallah, He will bless you in it. We came here just with a bit of money, with the hope that we can learn, something to do with the Arabic language, the Quran. Alhamdulillah, we are going away with a lot more than we ever thought. And it does come with sacrificing, loving what you're going to do. It comes with commitment, and it comes with genuinely, loving Islam and loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the book that He has revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and for us to come to an understanding of our purpose in life. And it comes down to that. And if there's anything that can get us closer to our purpose in life, it is learning the Quran. And by learning the Quran, it is by reciting it, understanding the Arabic language, and actually writing it as well. So may Allah bless you all. May Allah, open your paths and your doors to all those who have made this intention and are saving up. May Allah open our paths and keep it open till the day we die, inshallah, and let us benefit one another. Ameen. Okay, sisters, thanks a lot. Take care, and inshallah, Speak to you guys soon. We are off back to UK, I think less than 2 weeks now, so we ain't got a lot of time. Feeling really sad, emotional, happy and sad. Happy to see family, happy to go back as different people, inshallah, with different experiences. Sad that we're going to leave our beautiful Cairo that has become our home and our abode, and I absolutely love it, and I think it's going to be with us for the rest of our life. I actually can't wait to come back again and visit our family, I would say, not even friends, our family that we have got to know here. I just the thought of it is so exciting, so I can't wait. May Allah bring us back and invite us again. Ameen. Alright sisters, you take care. Let me know how your journey is going, and yeah, keep us in your du'as. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.